I was getting ready to start a BitClout. Not because I want people to invest in my BitClout. And I'm sure if you did, it would be very cheap at this point, because we are on the come up. And I think what I did unconsciously, and it takes a lot for me to admit this, is I feel like my head got too big for where I was at in subscriber count. I felt like, oh, because, I have over 20K subscribers, like now I have like a decent sized following. 20K, that's like a fucking stadium of people. But unfortunately, if you're looking for clout, in terms of clout, 29K is not much. We're talking you want clout to translate to the real world, you got to have a milli at least. That's at least my opinion.
That's
right?
like the entry point. Yeah. Even then, there's like a lot of, at least, I don't know if you've ever like come across like a lot of subscribers that have like millions of subscribers, but you've never heard of them. You're just like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah. Very niched people. I think that's what it is you have to be in that niche, which arguably, if you had a million niched people, you're crushing it. The only reason I didn't start the BitClout was because it doesn't matter how much money you put into it. You can't withdraw your money. You can't cash out at this point.
So it stays within BitClout.
Yeah, because
like
BitClout,
that company.
Like I said, it's like a new company, right? And so they're trying to gain traction. They're trying to get more people to invest, and you can't invest if everybody pulls their fucking money out. So I think this is common with a lot of the smaller altcoins, which I think BitClout could be considered one of those. But don't press me on that definition if you're a cryptocurrency connoisseur. Oh, that's a good alliteration. Cryptocurrency connoisseur. I'm gonna make that my Instagram bio. Cryptocurrency connoisseur. Yeah, I think that's pretty common with a lot of the smaller ones. Sometimes if you invest, you can't take your money
even
out.
as a creator, even though like it says your worth is X amount,
yeah,
you're not able to pull that
and
money.
Here's the other bullshit part of that. All these fucking big ass fucking influencers that are number 5 on BitClout, it's the same kind of mentality of Bitcoin. You only have so many coins so when you start a profile, you now have your own coin. And so when people invest in you,
they take a piece of the pie, and there's only limited pieces.
Yes.
So that raises.
Right. And so notice that the people who are number 2 on BitClout, number 1 on BitClout, there's a couple aspects, because I read the pamphlet that BitClout has like as their little descriptor, which most people will never look up and read, right? And basically what they did to gain traction they want to be the first social media on a cryptocurrency universe. You know what I'm saying? So they are a social media of crypto, which I could see being great maybe 20 years from now, maybe even 10 years from now. But right now it's so much in the infancy stage, which I would say maybe is a worthwhile investment if you're thinking about it as a long-term play. But it's like MySpace went out, Zanga went out. You don't want to be the first to market. You want to be at least second, because all the pioneers are the ones with laying face down in the dirt with the arrows in their back. They're pioneering social media on.
They're essentially turning the influencers into stocks.
Yeah,
that's what it is. And I feel it hasn't. There's already been a case where like people have stolen other like celebrities' identities. Like they created an account.
Exactly. So that's the shady part is. They're like, oh yeah, Elon Musk is number 1 on BitClout, right? So you're like, oh, if Elon Musk has a BitClout, then I should get a BitClout. And then I looked at in the pamphlet, it says if they have a little like
check mark,
a little clock next to their name, which most of the top 20 on BitClout do, it means they haven't claimed their profile yet, which means that they said what they did was they took the top like 1,000 profiles on Twitter and created a BitClout for them that people could start investing in hopes that, hey, if this thing gained enough value, then they'll eventually come on and actually adopt the thing. So maybe Oprah has a BitClout. Elon Musk has a BitClout, but nobody claimed Elon Musk. And then it even says in the pamphlet to claim your BitClout profile. If you are in the top 1,000 of the most followed Twitter profiles, send us a DM on Twitter. Like, what?
I bet you they ask for like Bitcoin for you to get an account or something.
Maybe.
I don't know.
They take a percentage of the amount invested into you. That's how it works, So that's how they
they're
make
like a
money.
record label.
Kinda, I guess, you know. And then, but here's the other aspect of that, of why it's gained, why I think Bitclout could be a bubble that's probably too shady to invest my money in, especially I can't take it out at this point, is you start your profile by buying your own coin. You have to start your profile by buying your own stock. So everybody who has a profile on there, put in $5 or $10. And so now they have a coin price and everything, right? So if Logan Paul's number 5, I guarantee you it's because he got himself to like number 10 by putting his own money in there. And then other people came on and got him to number 5. Like that's an example. So I can put a lot of money in and make it look like I'm way more popular than I am, which is why you probably see a lot of these maybe smaller, like famous people who are in the online marketing niche that I've seen who are like, right next to Ariana Grande on the fucking top, Bitclout.
They pump up their own.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen like other people in like the marketing space and like they're up there, and I'm just like, how, At
what point do you say, hey, that was a good try, but it's probably not wise? Because listen, man, you put how much money into that fucking spot that you will never get back? I'm
assuming they're testing,
at least not anytime
just
soon.
Like ads. Like think of it as like another form of ad. I don't know.
I guess you could, but if you're a marketer, you're probably not, I would hope, unless you just have so much money to blow, you're probably not going to put, how much money here's the thing. Let's just say, call it spit. Craig Clemens, how much money did you put into your own fucking Bitclout? Because he's on the top 20 of Bitclout. And I know for a fact that copywriter ain't top 20 in the fucking world and clout.
Social media.
You know what I'm saying? Craig Clemens, bro, how much money did you put into Bitclout? And please tell me you did it because you know something that I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I also feel like the whole process is just, is it just me, or is it like so complicated to the point where like I just don't see this Bitclout going any further? If you have to put in, like, if you have to buy it, if you're not able to take money out, like realistically.
Yeah. It's a great idea. I think because of the things logistically that we've talked about, it's going to gain a lot of hype really quick. But when people realize, hey, Elon Musk really ain't on Bitclout, even though he's number 1 on Bitclout, they created a profile for him that nobody's claimed yet, and same with all these other fucking people that you think are on Bitclout, and all the people whose name is by them, most likely they put their own money into their own Bitclout. And let's think, even if the idea does take off, here's why I think it's probably not a wise investment unless you're like someone who loves day trading or something like that, because it will go up and down as fast as people get canceled on the fucking internet. Do you realize that? Jake Paul, if I could put money into Bitclout and take it out next week, I would 100% take all my money that's in crypto right this second, put it into Jake Paul's profile. Jake Paul knocks out Ben Askren on Saturday. Everybody else buys a bunch of his fucking Bitclout. But, trick, you can't take your money out. And what happens when Jake Paul does some stupid shit, or people give him more bad press and everybody hates on him again, or he gets canceled, then everybody fucking sells. I guess, can you even sell on Bitclout?
Can you trade?
I think you can trade it, but you can't take whatever you trade it for.
So then at this point, it's just like you have money in there. You can't take it out. You could maybe just exchange it.
Yeah, you have to buy it with Bitcoin. So that's the thing. Bitcoin is the currency.
That seems like a lot of work for potentially very minimal payoff, because you have to it's almost like you have to be day trading, but without the day trading gains.
Yeah, you got to be following celebrities. So a lot of people who follow celebrities could do it. Like you could definitely do this with what's that fucking chick with the lipstick all over her face?
Jeffree Star.
Miranda Sings. Jeffree Star. The exact opposite of what I was going for. Miranda Sings. Like, I guess technically people are following people more closely than they are celebrities, but I don't know. I don't.
It seems more like a sketchy, like quick money grab type of thing for the company, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just the whole
I think they literally are trying to be the Facebook of crypto, because let's say the idea does stick, and assuming there's no other competition that comes in and takes away market share, the fact that crypto, what is that? The blockchain is a technology that's here to stay. you know, because it goes deeper than just Bitcoin. Bitcoin is like dollars, but Ethereum is smart contracts. Smart contracts. Oh, this is what I was going to say about NFTs. Smart contracts are basically like you and I. If you wanted to sell your house, I don't need a real estate agent. I don't need a fucking contract. We use Ethereum. Ethereum is a smart contract that's already set up, and it says, hey, I sell you this house and it's now yours, and I've officially transferred ownership to you with a press of a button. Oh, smart contracts are here to stay. That is the future.
So it's like essentially at a push of a button, all the paperwork that you would normally go through.
Yeah. And like it's verifiable, right? That's the thing is like, if I produce a signature, like, hey, look, you signed this piece of paper. You say, fuck off. I didn't sign that piece of paper. This you can't fake. The blockchain is just verifiable. It's stamped into the fucking blockchain. Nobody can alter that or change that. It is written into the history books. And that history book, unless all the power gets wiped out in the world, will never be deleted. You know? So smart contracts are the future. Here's why NFTs are interesting. Not because you're collecting a fucking picture of a unicorn, right? It's interesting because when you think of like artists putting out music, hey, only 1,000 copies of this song are going out. So a radio station can't even play this song on the fucking radio unless
they themselves
own it, you know? Things like that, right? And I can verify that there's only 1,000 copies of this song out in the world, right? Or imagine combining smart contracts with anything that you want to trade, right? I think an NFT is a non-fungible token. It's more than art. It's any creative work. So copywriting a book, there's 1,000 copies of NFTs of my book, and there's 0 physical copies, right? So literally only 1,000 people will ever be able to buy this book, which is the exact opposite of like selling an ebook on the internet, because technically ebooks can be copy pasted, deleted, and sent anywhere, right? You send someone your login. You can't do that with an NFT, right? And so I think it's definitely the future. And I would probably say ahead of its time. I think the social media aspect of the blockchain is ahead of its time. But at the same time, we're increasing exponentially in what we're capable of technology. So where maybe 20 years ago, if we're talking about social media blockchains, you would have said, oh, that's 100 years in the future. I think today, you probably say, oh, it's probably 5-10 years in the future with how fast things are
evolving.
Yeah.
Na 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 na.